McCracken. Well, I can't get anything through to him. Yes, that is McCracken. McCracken is screwed. And by the way, hello Session Diva and hello Goober Slot. Welcome in. McCracken doesn't get except dead. He found a lot of dead on that expedition. So I played through the game the first time using Dr. Apocalypse, and Misfit Kitten wanted to see Professor Armstrong this time, so we're going to do that. So we're going to keep everything as it is before. And eventually I'll put in the cheat codes, but not quite now. Missions. Okay. And there is Professor Armstrong. So let's get the info on him first. Professor Armstrong, the Archimedes. Ancients erected the threshold. Its utility is unknown. The pods hold the secret. I must retrieve these artifacts, properly place them in a museum, and solve the puzzle. Other more self-serving parties cannot hide the truth. And the stats on the Archimedes. The handling and speed are pretty damn good. Not much armor, not much mass. Mid-range super. Yeah, why did it have to be snakes? But then again, I don't think the snake's going to be much of a trouble as soon as he gets underwater. At that point, it's eels and sharks and stuff. Okay, so here we go. Personal journal entry. Once again, I am about to set out on a great adventure. My colleague, Douglas McCracken, was recently on an exploratory dive in the Red Sea. He was the pilot of the Medusa 7, a prototype undersea exploratory vessel, a prototype undersea exploratory vessel. While reports of the event are sketchy, it appears that he uncovered some strange glowing pod-like artifacts before he was killed by an unknown source. Unfortunately, word of his discovery escaped to the international media, and now the whole planet seems focused upon determining what these pods are, where they came from, and what their purpose might be. A million theories have sprung up, but as is often the case with unexplained phenomena, very few of them have any rational basis. If only they would leave things like this to those of us who are professional scientists. While I have a few hypotheses of my own, I will forego committing myself until I have more information. Energy signatures indicating the possible presence of more of the pod artifacts have been discovered in the Baja Gulf. I will take my self-built submarine, the Archimedes, to the site and see what I can dig up. With all the fervor and speculation surrounding this new discovery, I can only hope that I won't be called upon to use the defense systems of my ship. But if I must, I will use them in the name of scientific truth. And, Goober Slot, I second that emotion. Baja Gulf, latitude 110 degrees west, longitude 26.25 degrees north. I guess that's 26 degrees, 25 minutes? Is that how that's read? So, yeah, this is a game I'd wanted to play on here for a long time. This is Twisted Metal underwater, is the easy way to describe it. There's more to it, of course. So, as always, our initial strategy is to grab at least one pod right from the outset. That's his special. So everybody's got at least one pod right now. I'll demonstrate all of the weapons in time. Well, as far as his theories go, he is very flexible. But not after about 10 years. And get some good old shakers in the air. And you reflected it, you bastards. Yeah, this gets very frenzied very quickly. Yeah, it's neato. That's just a basic homing missile. Not a whole lot of power to it, but, you know, homes in. Thank you. So you can see up in the corner there, it indicates who has how many pods. So right now, I have 2, and Lockjaw has 3. I skipped going through the list of everyone in there, but I'll describe them as we see them. The big shark thing is Lockjaw. And this is very much a game of opportunity. When a pod gets dropped, it's often advantageous to just sneak in behind everyone else and grab it. And it's very advantageous to avoid everyone for as long as you can, because the computer opponents will pound on each other, and will also do things like use the shakers to knock pods out of each other, at which point you can just come in and out of nowhere and sweep them up. So you get about 4 shots apparently for that attack. Captain Cutlass can be a tough one to deal with. His weapon, or his sub, is basically a big pirate ship. And he is a mean bastard. And that is Lockjaw. These two actually have a connection. So we'll hear more about Lockjaw as the time goes on. And here's something important to note. Unlike Twisted Metal, you don't have to destroy everybody to get through the level. You just have to be the first through the threshold with all 5 pods. The same goes for your enemies, though. So if anyone ever gets 5 pods, job number 1 is to get to the threshold and keep them from getting into it. Otherwise, the whole level's lost. Personal journal entry. The Baja Gulf expedition proved to be a most fascinating one. As I collected the pods, I noticed that each one of their energies enhanced the Archimedes in a unique way. Once I had collected 5 pods, the threshold roared to life, its center filled with some kind of swirling vortex. While I had some concerns after hearing what happened to McCracken, I decided once again to risk myself in the cause of scientific advancement. Yeah, I definitely would have been concerned after finding out what happened to McCracken. I like my face. I am pleased to note that the active threshold has safely whisked me away to the Red Sea, the original site of McCracken's death. Clearly the thresholds operate as some kind of incredible transportation devices. This explains why the wreckage of the Medusa 7 was found in the Baja Gulf. I speculate that the reason McCracken's ship was destroyed and mine was spared is found in the fact that he didn't have all the pods when he was sucked into the threshold. Could be. The final transmitted imagery from the Medusa 7's reconnaissance cameras note that McCracken accidentally dropped one of the collected pods within the vicinity of the threshold. The ship was ripped apart because the protective energies of all 5 pods did not surround the vessel, even though the threshold detected the presence of all 5 pods. I will be careful that I don't suffer the same fate. New pod energies are registering on my scans. Hopefully I can learn more about these amazing items in this theater. Yep. Stargate will fuck you up. Red Sea, latitude 36 degrees east, longitude 25 degrees north. Oh, I showed it on the last video, but I didn't show it on this one. Right near the threshold in the ground was the remains of the Medusa 7. And incidentally, if you destroy those, you get a shaker pod. So we'll get moving immediately, and we're right near where I want to be, which is good. I am going to have to go a bit away in order to do what I want to do. There we go. Okay. Now let's hightail it. We're gonna get out of the way of everyone for a while. This does have the problem of critical depth. I swear you could destroy this thing. Oh well. That is the French Oceanographic Society. Frogs. That is Mordred Corporation. The French sub is very much like Jacques Cousteau's Calypso, with a pair of manipulator grabbing arms. And Mordred Corporation's vehicle is called Bottom Liner, and it's a modified seaplane. Ooh. Aortic anything is not good. I mean, I have heart problems. Even my heart problem is not as bad as that. So, my sympathies. Oh, you bastard. I will not stand for that. Let me quick turn and see if I can do something to them. Yeah, bottom liner, more like bottom feeders. They basically want to get the pods and exploit them for profit. Like they want to basically use them as the new snake oil. I definitely don't want to get caught by those arms because they will shake the hell out of me. God damn it, I keep cornering myself. I don't mean to do that. Okay, next people come down here are getting piranhas in the face. Come on, who wants it? Oh no, for the folks that didn't see the first stream, I explained the radar. The X is the threshold, N is north, of course. The triangles are the enemy subs, and the orientation up or down indicates whether they're above or below you. And blinking red dots indicate dropped pods. slide to the right a little. While we're waiting here, a little bit of background on the company that did this. As you saw earlier, it's Single Track. They are best known for Warhawk, the original Jet Moto, and Twisted Metal 1 and 2. Sony, for whatever reason, they had a great partnership going with them, and Single Track was basically their in-house developer. Then, for whatever reason, either the contract ended or Sony wasn't happy with it, or, you know, someone had stupid juice that day. And Sony broke with Single Track and set up a partnership with a new in-house developer, 989 Studios, who made Twisted Metal 3 and 4. Twisted Metal 3 was bad. It was very, very bad. And Twisted Metal 4 was playable, at least. There were some interesting points to it, but it was nowhere near as good as the single track ones. They also took over the Jet Moto series and proceeded to bury that completely. Meanwhile, while that was going on, Single Track, since they couldn't make Twisted Metal, they continued to make some vehicular combat style games. One of the ones they did was Rogue Trip Vacation 2012, which I eventually want to do as soon as I figure out how to get around the fact that it has some licensed music in it. And this was the second game they produced, and the first one they produced as a licensed developer for GT Interactive. Eventually they did come back to producing games for Sony, at which point the first one they did was Twisted Metal Small Brawl. Small Brawl is what I meant to say there. They relabeled themselves as Incog Inc. and did Twisted Metal Black for the PlayStation 2, which was really, really good. And they continue to make games to this day under another name, Eat, Sleep, Play. And I'm guessing the reason for all these name changes is probably because of differences in personnel from the original single-track team. Like, the name I recognize from the original Twisted Metal here is Scott Campbell. But I don't remember any other specific personnel that are still with the crew on this one. Oh yeah, a little something to show you. Yeah, when you hit critical depth, you start losing health pretty rapidly. It seems to affect everybody at the same rate, regardless of hull or armor. Obviously, you don't want to stay there for long. And I mentioned this last time too. What they call critical depth is actually a misnomer. There's a real phenomenon that is closer to what they're discussing, called collapse depth. Which is at the point at which the hull can no longer take the pressure of the ocean. Fucker mines. Might as well stock up while we're in here, because these can be useful too. Another name for collapse depth is crush depth. Yo, fuck your shit up! And I got a full weapon bay. We got this passageway here in this temple, but I'm not going to be able to get the radio mine, or the radio explosives there. The radio explosives basically work like a C4. I got 8. I got 8 sucker fuckers. A sucker and a fucker and a chopper and a hopper. What in the hell could it possibly be? Sledge-o-matic! Okay, the thing I really need, yeah. Okay, so we need to dump some stuff. So let's toss out 4 of the suckers. Fuck them suckers. They float in one place, and anything that gets too close to them gets pulled in. That includes you, so you got to be careful. It gets pulled in and slammed against the mine, which then explodes. And you can chain them off of each other. So it's really useful for getting enemies caught in a nice little bounce-around death trap. Yeah, I've had, Misfit, I've had something wrong with my knees for a long time ago, just genetically speaking. Every time I ascend stairs, there's like a... It sounds like I have a bowl of Rice Krispies in them. Okay, so I'm ahead of everybody by, several here, so let's just get their pods and get out of dodge. Oh, nice try, guys. You all just fuck right the fuck off. God damn it, they took me back. They mentioned before, by the way, that the different pods enhanced the subs in different ways. You notice there that I fired off 2 shakers at once. That's what the shaker pod does. There's an armor pod, a damage pod. You do more damage with each attack with that. Fuck. Where the hell did the pod go? Oh, the French have it. I took the Frenches. I took the Frenches. I stole their mustard. Oh, and I blew them the hell up with that. That's interesting, because shaker pods don't normally do a lot of damage. Like, their whole purpose is to knock pods out of the other subs. But, yeah, as I was saying before, this was the first game that SingleTrack did in order to fulfill their contract with GT Interactive. I don't remember about what road trip involved, if they self-published that one or what. Personal journal entry. Marvelous. In the last area I discovered an ancient temple of Nishrok. How I wish I could journey through time and see this temple in the ancient setting. Finding one particularly interesting frieze unreadable. I've called upon the Academy for assistance. I can't read tonight. It appears that the Assyrian god Nishrok was an ancient space traveler and leader of the Zornad, a mysterious shape-shifting being, or perhaps a race of beings. Even today, there is a group devoted to this faith. That would be the Order of Nishrok. They are in the orange sub that has the big green crystal in it and spins around. They are called the Order of Nishrok. I just said that, asshole. And their sacred book of forbidden wisdom claims a sign will herald the mighty Zornad's return. Fascinating. Yeah, they're in this because they believe the pods are the sign of the return, and they have to collect them in order to bring it about. While I would like to pursue this course further, I note that my longtime nemesis, Jack Keon, is also involved in the pursuit of the pods. His submarine is fearsome but lacks any true finesse. While I am genuinely motivated by scientific desires, I'm sure that dear old Jack sees nothing but an opportunity for personal glory and profit. And yeah, that's the case. Jack is a rich, spoiled kid treasure hunter. He's the one who's piloting Lockjaw. This is our primary difference. I am a valid archaeologist while he is nothing more than a popularity-hungry treasure hunter. Of course, I will see that the pods end up where they rightfully belong. Misfit Kitten, you want to say this along with me? In a museum! To which I remember the line in Indiana Jones 3. It belongs in a museum, so do you! Pacific Rim, latitude 134 degrees east, longitude 39 degrees north. And my favorite level of all of them. This was an Asian city that sunk below the sea as a result of an earthquake. Yeah, it's what they call an XB, you know, and, you know, you're going to get that. This is actually a unique level because it has a lot of nooks and crannies to hide in. And awesome music. I love this music track. It's my favorite in the whole game. Damn. That's the remote pilot missile. While I'm using the missile, my sub comes to a complete stop, but it is protected by a shield. Almost went below critical depth there, but I am starting out pretty good. I shouldn't have ever said that. Okay, well now I'm going to do my strategy for this level. As soon as I figure out where the hell I am. Yeah, even though I really do love this level, I very often get lost in it. So, yeah, I'm kind of like, what was his name, Brody, got lost in his own museum. Yes, I prefer to think of it as a tactical retreat. You can call it whatever you want, but the effect is the same. And this is where we're going to start it. Because, yes, part of the subway went down, too. And there's lots to be had down here. Aha. Yeah, just go for the low-hanging fruit, huh, Goober Slot? Yeah, then again, they do play to the stereotypes a lot for the French, so, you know, they aren't exactly cowards, but, You know, I mean, they're calling them frogs and such, so... Shit! Not what I wanted to have happen. And I got stun blasted. That laser beam sound you heard, by the way, was Mordred Corp's special weapon. It's called CASH, Capital Accumulating Super Hydro Beam. And if it catches hold of you, it steals some of your special weapons. And when it transfers them to the bottom liner, it says "Ching." Or more accurately, it makes a cash register sound. I don't want to go out. I'm looking for the main station. I keep losing track of where it is. Earth Hope, you have nothing I'm interested in. Team Earth Hope's sub looks like a mechanical dolphin. It's called the Siren Song. And they're environmentalists. They believe that the pods are natural wonders and need to stay in the ocean. So they're trying to keep everyone from despoiling them. Okay, now I'm in the station where I wanted to be. I was trying to read what that said, couldn't tell. Ah, Lockjaw. Fancy meeting you here. Apparently Lockjaw, Jack Keon, used to be a either student or colleague of the professor's. Okay, everybody's down here and I'm not happy with that. Here, go sucker yourselves. You bastard. Oh no, I just killed a dolphin. Yeah, you can actually fire a depth charge. Like so. It's one of the special moves you can do with the power bar. You can also fire a stun blast, a surface mine, and a stationary spiked mine. Okay, that's the stationary mine, which can damage you too, so you gotta be careful. And I am getting my ass kicked here. Okay, it is time to beat a discreet retreat. And I hope to God I'm able to do it. I like the little touch of the parts of the rails there sticking out over the end. And this building, below the glass panes, should be where the health is. Nope. Okay, well, there is health in the building. I just have to remember where. Might be the bottom. Yep. I feel a little better. Oh, by the way, something for a little bit of fun here. Okay. Do a little dive. It's funnier when you're playing as Earth Hope, because then you have this thing that looks like a dolphin diving up from the ocean. You asshole. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh yeah, when you're stunned you can't even switch weapon selections. I'm fucked. Well, fortunately, I have another life. Where are you, assholes? Yeah, Soviet sub is one you gotta be really careful of. It's called the Stalingrad, and it's basically a big war sub. And its special weapon is just ramming the fuck into you. Damn it! Oh, you can also, you asshole. You can also get, pods by, just ramming the hell into somebody. In this sub, it's not necessarily a good idea because my hull rating is very low. Yep, that's the Soviets, doing their thing. So the Soviet sub can get away with the ram, but it's very dangerous for anybody else, and Lockjaw is worrisomely close. Oh, for fuck's sake. Wow. You can kind of strafe by doing that. The same button you can use for tight turns is what you can use to strafe. No, you don't. Okay. We are going to employ a shady tactic, but I have to because I'm out of lives. So, just bear with me and witness my cowardly brilliance. Okay. That sound means I am now invincible. That means I have infinite weapons. And if I got that code right, I should be doing 4 times damage now. But I also have an infinite power bar, which means I can do this. And just reflect everything back at everybody. There was a point in the game where I was going to have to do this anyway, because one of the bosses is just insanely difficult, my game skills at this are not nearly what they used to be. I just didn't want to have to do this early. The thing that's kind of working against me here, I'm more used to using some of the subs that have a lot better armor and hull ratings. To where I like to be able to just withstand punishment. My personal favorite sub out of all of these is Captain Cutlass, the Sea Dog. It's a 4 on both armor and hull ratings, and it also has a long-range special that does a good amount of damage. But, you know, we'll get to that eventually. This episode's single-track Mind was made possible by Mike Panza, Rick in Baltimore, D.I.O.D., Gizmo Gremlin, Jumpy Cat, the post-production work of Matthew Carr Anderson, and all my beautifully twisted lycanthro fans. Thank you very much for your continued support. Until we game again.